here today, and we are going to go through a Corvette again. We are doing something pretty cool though. We are actually converting the brakes to a wilwood brake system. So it should be quite fun, and hopefully you can stick around to see me go through the process of how we do a wilwood brake system. We may have trouble, it may go smooth, who knows? Alright, we're going to do a little unboxing action on this Corvette wilwood brake conversion kit. So let's go ahead and get started, get these things pulled out of here. So a quick little backstory on these brakes. They were a situation of he ordered them as a kit for all four wheels. They sent the incorrect parts. Long story short, he had to deal with sending things back and forth quite a bit, and then finally got the right coloration. It was a paint scheme type situation where they had anodized on one and powder coated on another, and then accidents happened with ordering and trying to figure things out, and it became a little bit of a problem. Okay, let's get these boxes open, see what we have, make sure we have everything we need. We have some nice stainless brake lines and fittings. We have some, so this part bolts onto the hub, and then the rotor bolts onto this. We have some interesting 12-point nuts, so we got a little bit of a shim kit. Doing the read all warnings thing. I don't know what we're going to read there. We'll pretend we read it. Ah, this is caliper bracket. That's a nice billet bracket. That looks really nice. It has some brake pads. Looks like fronts by the size of them. Those things are huge. Aha, here's one of the good pieces we want to see. Nice powder coat, little foam. 4-piston caliper. I imagine that's the rear. Wow, that is a nice sized rotor. Here are the front calipers. It has a larger piston, so there's 2 small pistons and 1 large piston. More of the brackets, and these ones have the shims and nuts as well. That is a much heavier piece. That one feels like steel. 2 different types of brake pads. The fronts are a little bit thicker for longer longevity. The rears, obviously thinner, but the pad compound is also different. The size of them is about the same, just the thickness is different. And there's another one of those bolt kits. And then we have 2 more rotors in the bottom of this box. And I assume they're the same as far as the other ones look, because they're supposed to be the same size too. Yep, they look pretty much identical. That's the unboxing. If anybody local wants some stickers, I got a ton of those damn things now. So the first thing I got to do is pre-fit everything. I'm going to start just here on the left front, and I'm going to get it apart, and I'm also going to take time to first put this just kind of together with the screws that the kit comes with. I'll go ahead and just kind of fit them lightly. I won't snug it down too tight just in case, and then we'll make sure it fits. Once I know it fits, then we'll go ahead and finish the other side of the front and put it all together properly. So I just discovered that the bolts front to rear for the rotors are different, so if you have a kit similar, make sure you check that as well. The bolts for the front have a coarse thread and a slight shoulder, whereas the rear ones are a fine thread and they have a very, very small shoulder, almost no shoulder. It's basically threaded almost all the way down. So just a little note if you're doing this. For the sake of a little size comparison, let's go ahead and they are just a little bit bigger than the fronts, not by a whole lot, but it's definitely going to make a huge difference. Venting is very unique. The one's just got straight curved vents, the other one has these weird grooves within the curved vent. I just noticed something really cool about this kit. So it gives you the shims for shimming it this way, as well as you can shim it the distance here so you can get the pad in the right area of the rotor. So a very cool design by Wilwood here that I can definitely appreciate. So in this kit we have the bolts, washers, along with all these different shims. So the first step we're going to do is we're just going to put it in with the bolts and washers and ignore the shims for now and see how it fits. Now, just to make sure I get everything shimmed properly, I have this steel for pressing or pulling in wheel studs. I'm just going to throw this on here and snug it down to make sure the rotor is flat against the hub. Okay, I'm not sure how well you can see this here, but there's a gap here and a gap here. This is what I'm going to base my center off of. I'm going to make this gap and this gap the same with shims. In order to do that without having to sit there and do it over and over again, I'm going to go ahead and measure the distance between these and then calculate and figure out how much shim I need between this bracket and the main hub or the main knuckle. Pads here, or shoes for the parking brake, they're rubbing against the inside of the rotor. So something a guy's got to look out for, I suppose, when doing things like this. I'm sure that was making noise, but I'm sure that he also never heard it because of the fact that the car's a bit noisy to begin with. Loud exhaust, supercharger, all that jazz. Just something to keep an eye out for. This one was not wearing out like the other one. When you're putting these on, I figured I better note they're oblong, so they're kind of oval shaped. They squish them on one side. They're a little bit difficult to get started if they're squished a little too much. The reason they squish them is to make like a self-locking mechanism for the nut. So a little secret a lot of people don't know is you can take and put a little bit of brake pressure on the brake pedal, just a small amount. All you have to do is move it just a little bit and it'll stop the brake fluid from flowing. We're about to take and replace all the brake lines right now. So I'm going to stop the brake fluid from flowing so I don't make a big mess, and I'm able to replace the lines without causing a bunch of fluid everywhere and making an obviously a mess. Now you notice I don't have a single drip. I mean, maybe one drip. But you see how it's not moving? That's simply because I did that brake pedal thing. So now I'm just going to make sure it's clean around here. Maybe hit it with a little brake clean. It'll drip a couple times then because I'll allow air in the line. But once that's done, then I can go ahead and put the other line adapter on. This kit, it comes with all these adapters, so we just have to pick the appropriate one, which will be right here, and then the clip right here, and we'll go ahead and put them on here, and then we'll get the line in place. So obviously I had to get you guys out of the way. I couldn't reach around this dang thing, but I did get this in here, and now it's time for the line to go on. So this appears to be a pipe thread, so I'm going to go ahead and get some liquid pipe dope on here. I don't want to put the actual Teflon stuff on because that'll cause an issue with the caliper if it goes inside this. Alright, so I just removed the bar from the brakes. They're allowed to drip now. And I'm going to put some brake clean on here. Or brake clean, wow, brake fluid. So, there's a little trick to this. Okay, so the little trick here for doing this is instead of sitting there and pouring it in a little at a time, you get this a little bit low and then once it's a little low, you flip the bottle upside down on top of here, and when you do that, it just sits there and it automatically feeds this thing until this bottle is gone. So I'm going to do that as soon as I get this low enough. Alright, so right now I'm just sitting here gravity bleeding thing. I'm doing that because then I can go do other things while I do this. So it's been pulling some gravity. Now you can see it started to drip. That means this thing's filled up. But I don't want to just tighten it up and call it good. I always take something like a rag or whatever on fancier calipers, or just stock ones. I'll just beat the dang thing. But these ones are pretty fancy, so I don't want to damage them. But what I do is I just take it, lightly tap it. Oh, there, a bubble just came out. And what that does is it breaks any bubbles or air pockets that might be stuck on the inside on the metal. It breaks them loose and forces them to come up and out. So I'm going to go ahead and go around and do this to all of them, and then I'll come back, do it one more time. After that, I should be able to pump it up, do a couple of, while somebody's holding the brake pedal, do a couple of them where I open it up, let it squirt out. I'll put a hose on it to do so. But when I do that, that should be, just 2 of those should be enough, and it should be bled out. So I have the person in the car that's going to help me here. We are going to have him pump it up, and then I'm going to say let up after I tighten it down. So once I tighten it down, he'll let up. Then I'll say to pump it up again. We'll do it again, and then we'll move to the next wheel. Go ahead and pump it up. Okay, then just hold it. Oh yeah, all kinds of air. Pump it up. Holding it?
Yep.
Pump it up. So, we're out on the test drive, we're trying to break in the brakes. I don't think it's going to work too well. We might actually die, but you know, what's death? Death is just nothing. It's only a little snowy out. This should be interesting.
Yep. Race car slicks and... Oh shit, are we going to make it up this hill?
Oh, this is not good. So, you're borrowing my car, right?
Yes, apparently.
Yep, apparently.
Let's go get some fuel. And I'm going to actually try now.
You can't even move.
Very, very ginger on this pedal.
Oh, good times. Oh my goodness. Might as well just spin it to turn around.
Oh.
Oh. Alright, let's get some fuel. These are winter legal tires, right? That's okay. Plenty of time to brake.
Oh, ABS, ABS, ABS. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit, okay. Recovery. That's not a lot of time.
You're sliding. Oh no. This is ridiculous.
Oh, race car.
Yep.
I think he's got me on that one.
Yep. I think he could beat you right now.
Shit, we're on a hill. I don't know if we're gonna make it. Start now.
This is a hill?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
That wraps up the Wilwood brake job. That job actually went really smooth. I was very happy with how well everything went together. I ended up using 2 small shims on the calipers to bring them in the correct position on each bolt. Aside from that, I mean, you just saw me riding along for a test drive in the car, an attempted test drive. We ended up just deciding to go get gas because we saw the snow. We were originally hoping to test drive it. Never happened, obviously. You could not test drive it in those conditions. So that'll come next year. We'll get a chance to go out and screw around, have a little fun, see how good those brakes, put the seat belts against us, or us against the seat belts. And I hope you liked the video. If so, make sure to hit the like. If not, dislike, but you probably wouldn't have watched this long if you didn't. Up in the corners here, of course, I'll have a couple of videos and a little subscribe button if you're not subscribed yet. If you are not subscribed, be sure to check out my channel. See if I have what you want to watch. If you like mechanical things, I may have, I may not. It's up to you. So go check it out. Otherwise, I'm out. Thanks for watching.